What's going on, all my beautiful people? Hopefully, each and every one of you can hear me. We have a messenger tonight, so she's going to share her experience, strength, and hope. So, if any of you are struggling, what I'm doing now is I'm connecting other women inside the fellowship, and however you feel, what you feel, I'm not sending really nobody's a lot of stuff going on in the recovery community with the whatever's going on. It's very important for us to build a network, right? And stay with the women. That's why I built the admin team on here with women, and the women are pretty powerful on there. They run my page, and just because there's no conflicts, I'm just letting y'all know if you're struggling and you're a woman, I got women all outside of different areas, and they will connect with you and love on you until you can love yourself and carry experience. Because I don't carry share no other person's story. I don't share no theories. I believe experience, opinions kill people. That's just what I tend to believe. So if y'all want to get connected, I'm gonna pray my sister in, and I'm gonna let God take over. I'm gonna hit the intro, and we're going to do this. We're going to do this thing. We're going to get the message of hope out there. So if you are struggling, drop in the comments. And some moderators, they will reach out to you. They'll be sure to assist you with like what's going on with your life. They're going to meet you. Sometimes this is what I believe. Sometimes, when we're out in the streets for so long, sometimes it's best to just listen to somebody pour it out to us, right? Because we don't got all the answers. That's just what I believe. You believe that too, sis?
Yes.
We just got to listen to somebody, and like when the pain gets great, you'll surrender. That's just what I believe. So I'm gonna pray you in, and I'm gonna let God take over. All right, Lord Almighty God, I just want you to place hands on Alexa as she shares her experience, strength, and hope, and that it just touches that one addict that is struggling, if they're clean or whatever they're going through, if they're using, that use her message and her as a vehicle to carry her honest truth and to get vulnerable and transparent on this live stream, Lord God, and that you just come down and pour the blessings down onto the people that is doing the work, and place hands on the people and rebuke and bind any evil satanic spirit trying to get in throughout this recovery community, Lord God, and just be with the both of us and allow us to just get honest and transparent tonight. All right, here we go. Amen.
Amen.
Inspirational recovery flow. Yeah, that's enthusiasm and
wow.
something that I created, man. So go ahead, the floor is yours.
Cool. I love it. Hi, I'm Alexa. I'm an addict. Carl, thank you so much for having me. I love this. I love this whole setup. When I started using 11 years ago, this kind of stuff didn't exist. So this is just like really cool that we can all log on. And also as addicts, we have a tendency to really look at the negatives. And I think, speaking for myself, this quarantine, I was so negative. This sucks. I'm stuck inside. But like, if you really take a minute to think of the positives, like we are having a meeting right now. That's crazy. Like if this happened a couple years ago, like I don't think we would have been able to have meetings. And like these meetings during the quarantine, like as much as I complained and as much as like I said, I can't pay attention to the Zoom meetings and I don't like them and I don't get my hugs and I don't get to see my people and like everything else that we said, like we went to meetings. I went to meetings. I didn't skip a beat. And like the reason why I did that is because the life I have now that I complain about is beyond my wildest dreams. It's beyond my wildest dreams. And the life I had before, 5 years ago, when I was using, before I got clean, I couldn't even picture a life like this. I couldn't even picture having a house. I couldn't picture having my own computer to do this meeting on. I couldn't picture having a cell phone. I couldn't picture having a baby. I couldn't even picture tomorrow because I really didn't even want to live tomorrow. when I came here, I was super suicidal. I have a lot of mental health, and in my story, mental health is a huge part of it. Medication is a big part of it. Therapists are a big part of it, and that's not the case for everyone, and that's different for everyone. But it's important for me to say that because there are people out there that need to be on psychiatric drugs, non-narcotic, and they're scared because it's a drug, you know. And it's important that we keep the conversation open so that you guys, you know, can use all the resources you need, because I needed I needed the fellowship.
Yeah.
I needed everyone in it. I needed outside help with therapy. I needed outside help with psychiatry, and that was okay. And if that's your story too, that's okay. So with that out of the way, I'm from Florida. I was born and raised in Miami. To a good home. My parents got divorced, and that's when it all started. Was mistreated at a young age. I wasn't treated how a child should be treated. And I won't go into detail about that because I have trust issues and I don't know where this video is going, but I'll let you guys use your imagination, and probably what you're thinking is what happened. With that situation was when I became like different, when I felt different. And then when I would look at the other kids and like I couldn't put my finger on it, but I just felt different. And like that was a reoccurring theme for a long, long time. Even now, like with my family, with my friends, like I'll have these like out of body moments where it's just like, I don't belong here. Like this isn't a life for you. You're not happy here. You want to die. You know, the voice, it's my addiction and it's going. So like that voice, I don't belong, started at a young age, and it went for a long time until I was 18. Because when I was 18, I started using. That's probably something I don't have to explain to you guys. The drugs are going to be different. Our stories are going to be different. Where we end up is going to be different, but that pain is the same. When I found drugs, I felt at first okay. Like I had arrived. Okay, I feel fine. I wish that like I had found this earlier. And very quickly, I started going to jail. I started going to rehabs. I started going to psych wards, and like it didn't end. It was again and again and again, and I couldn't figure out like why I couldn't stay out of these places. Like, and every time I would go to court and I'd be there like, I'm not supposed to be here. I don't even understand why I'm here. And then eventually like with that attitude and then coming in with the charges, like my stay started getting longer and longer. And then I got a trafficking charge, and then my stay was really long. And that's when I went to my first meeting in the fellowship, in a Nation I meeting. And that was the first time that I heard people talking about this void inside of them. So in that jail, these meetings that they brought in, these girls were talking about this feeling that I had too. And I had never heard anyone talk about this overwhelming feeling of not being okay, this overwhelming feeling of not fitting in, a feeling so strong and so uncomfortable that you will do things, you will rob from your mom, you will do things to end up in jail. I mean, me, you can see me, I'm like a little girl, I'm not like a big time drug trafficker. So you can imagine how much I was in the grips for me to end up in that situation. Okay? And even after that, even after doing my time and being this in a jail, shaking, scared to death, being like, what the hell is going on? That wasn't enough for me. That wasn't enough for me, because I went back out and I got a year clean, and I ended up relapsing, and I got my third DUI. Mm-hmm. So on that third DUI, I experienced a bottom. And I don't know if anyone can understand this feeling, but it was a bottom with like a little tiny glimmer of hope. And I picked up my phone, and I knew, because I had gone in and out of jail a million times, like I knew my third DUI, this is going to be serious. I have felonies on my background. Like this isn't going to be just like a get out of it. So I panicked. I had that glimmer of hope. I called someone that I knew in the program, and she said, like, it's going to be okay. And I'm like, you don't understand that it's not going to be okay. And I'm not just talking about this charge. I'm talking about my life. I'm not going to be okay because I don't want to be here anymore. Like, I am too cowardly to try and kill myself this time, because I've tried many times. This time I'm too cowardly. But I don't want to live. I don't know where to go. Like, I'm in this purgatory. And she says, I have the answers. I've been trying to tell you for years. And finally I'm like, okay, I'll try it. And like all these things, I mean, I've been coming in and out of these doors for years, and I had never thought to myself, maybe I should work steps. Maybe I should get a sponsor. So like I started doing those things. And like, did I do them perfect? Hell no. I didn't do them. I didn't even do them close. I did them probably at like 10% of my capacity. 10%. And I wasn't honest at first, and I was scared, and I half-assed my step work, and my sponsor was mad. But you know what? Like, I tried. I had never tried before. If you're listening to this and it seems like a big thing, just come in and half-ass it. You can figure it out another time. We are perfectionists. So we're either 100% or we're zero. I was either going to do this perfect or I wasn't going to do it at all. And I was taking the I'm not going to do it at all, and I couldn't stay out of jail. So this time I tried, and she gave me step work, and I didn't feel better, and the step work was uncomfortable, and I was writing shit down that happened to me when I was a kid that made my skin crawl. And I wasn't going to share that with anyone because no one knew. And it hurt to write it. And you know what? Like, this is scary. This is going to be the scariest thing that you ever do. This was the hardest thing I ever done. But it was worth it. Saying what I wrote down in my steps, saying it to my sponsor, is, I think, where the magic was for me. And I didn't, like, no one explained that to me. I never heard that before. But the first time, like, I had told this woman my secrets that no one knew before, that I thought, like, if I told someone, they were going to be like, you're disgusting. You are a nasty person, and I don't want to talk to you anymore. She said, that's crazy. Me too.
Yeah, me too.
And like that I'm not alone, like, brought up a lot of emotions in me, good and bad. But like, I knew, like, this was different. So all the steps of this are going to be scary. Like, my first step, picking up that phone to call her, that phone weighed 100 pounds. Like, my palms were sweating. I'm thinking, I'm like this girl that just got a DUI. She's with her family. She has a career. She has a husband. She probably has a million things to do. She doesn't want to talk to me. And I picked up the phone, and she was happy to get away from her family for 5 minutes and just talk to me and hear about someone whose life was better, hear about her life, you know. She could really compare herself and like be like, thank God my life isn't that bad. And that's just how I've done things, one at a time. Like, walking through the fear and calling her, walking through the fear and putting pen to paper, walking through fear and sharing that fourth step. And like, I started feeling better, which is crazy for someone like me, because I'm someone that is comfortable feeling sad. I'm comfortable being suicidal. I'm comfortable living like in very nasty, self-loathing feelings, because that's all I know. That's all I've done my whole life, was talk to myself negatively and horribly and hatefully. It wasn't until I came to NA and I started really putting in the work and doing the steps and listening to my sponsor that like it's actually possible to be nice to yourself in your head. If you don't take anything from this today, I urge you to practice being nice to yourself in your head. This is something that I just started. So I have 5 years clean and I just recently started. Thank you. Should I go to clap? 5 years?
Get them hearts up. Let's go.
Yes, so 5 years, and I just now am starting the internal work of being nice to myself, of like, and I'm serious about this, looking in the mirror and like not even joking and being like, "Ooh, you don't look so good," but being like, "Wow, you look good. You're pretty, you're worth it." And that's okay. And walking out of the house. You know how uncomfortable that is, even just to say it right there? Like, that's healing. That's healing. And that's what we do here. And that's what scared me when I first came in, because I saw you guys healing and I saw you guys hugging and I saw you guys warm and friendly and having friends. And like, I came in here cold. I came in here, you know, I told you how I felt about myself. I didn't like people touching me. I didn't like the hugs. Like, I would stand on the outside. I would tell people like, I don't want to hug you. Like, I was just rude. I didn't want to get in the middle because it scared me. When you are used to like cold and when you're used to like a certain way of life pushing people away, you get very used to that. And when I came to NA, like, you guys taught me that it's okay to get a hug. It's okay to walk into the warmth. Like, it's okay to be loved and love back. And I had never done that before. And it's crazy because like these past 5 years, like the way that I say it, it kind of sounds like it was a beautiful journey, which it was, but it was really messy. The journey of getting clean was messy, and it was, you know, when I wrote down my step work and I wrote down all these things about myself, like not only the things that happened to me before, but the way I act, you know, when the drugs are away and there's no one to blame the drugs on. Like, I had to look at it and be like, that's me and that's okay. And that took me years to be like, that's okay. You know, when I first came and I saw what I was explaining, that warmth that I didn't think was for me, there was always someone on the outside of the circle that would like pull me in and hug me. And like, I'm sure I felt really tense and like awkward. And it was awkward. And I wanted to run out of there and just go to my safe spot in my bed with my dog. But like, I fought through it and like, I let you guys hug me and I let you guys show me the way. I let you guys teach me how to love. And like, the coolest part about that is now I get to do that. Now I get to teach people that. And like, sometimes I see people walk in and they just remind me so much of myself. And I think when I talk to them, it's like they don't even really think that they can relate to me. And it's almost like they're doing more for me than I can ever do for them. So yeah, I'm so grateful for the fellowship. I'm so grateful for the people in it. Carl, was so nice to meet you at the convention. Like, the things that we do in NA is so much fun. Like, it's crazy because we will have like the most like spiritual experience, and like we'll be crying and hugging and like, you know, just an amazing meeting. And then we'll like go get food and like we'll just be laughing. And it's just weird because I'm like not a person that I ever thought would do those things ever. I was just not, I was scared before. and now I have freedom. So by the grace of God, I have 5 years, and I'll say it a million times because I never thought that I could even get a day. So 5 blows my mind. Thank you for letting me share. And
So
that's
I'm gonna ask you a couple questions if you don't mind.
okay.
So what are some of the things like, man, that was amazing. You know, that was very powerful. Like you're a true blessing. You know what I mean? I got to meet you and your man at the convention. You know, I was on a program, but I don't really share a lot like that because it's just a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't agree with. They be on some bullshit.
Right.
My sponsor, he made me get to work Joey P. And that's my sponsor. I was on, and I love him. And Joey P's a real good dude, man. And
he is.
What are some of the things that you like experienced and how you got through it? Like no matter what.
Oh my God. Okay, I have a lot of those.
Yeah.
So let's see. 3 years in. Well, let's do 1 year in. Okay, so 1 year in. Do you have my charger anywhere? Thank you. My phone, my computer's about to die.
A lot of people on.
So let's see. I had a couple years clean. I had 1 year clean. I got pregnant. I thought that the man that I was pregnant with was clean, but he wasn't. And like I went in the bathroom to just like use the bathroom, and I found a Suboxone wrapper. So that was extremely difficult for me because I was newly clean. I was now living with someone who was using, and I was like about to be a mom. Literally in those moments, and I still today do this, I do it minute by minute. Like there's no other way about it. I do it minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day. There's no other way. And for me, someone said something to me in a meeting that I think of every time, and that if you can want to use and not use. And I've never forgotten that because before, when I wanted to use, I used. When I wanted to use, I'm like, I want to use, and it's overwhelming, and I have to, and that's the only thing that's going to make the feeling go away. But now I don't use, and I still want to, and then the feeling does go away. And eventually, you know, with a week, you do that a couple of times and you're like, oh, that feeling keeps going away. And then at a month, you're like, okay, that feeling goes away pretty quick. And now at 5 years, like if the feeling creeps in, I'm like, yeah, no. But that's how I got through, like in those times. Yeah.
So we think of some more questions. You plug it in, it's probably done. So where did you start? You know, so it's a lot of ladies that watch me. I don't know why. Okay. And us as men have big egos and shit. We don't want to watch another man be successful, right?
Right.
So I know coming into recovery, I was hating on people, jealous, everybody. But so what are some of the things like when did you like start to like really truly like start to love yourself and like the person that you were on the inside, not just dressing up the outside and stuff like that? So when did you get into your recovery where you started to like really love yourself?
I think when I came into recovery before, I would always be abstinent. I wouldn't use drugs. I wouldn't drink, obviously. But I wouldn't do any like, sorry, I'm reading that. I wouldn't like do any of the work. So I wouldn't do any work on myself. And that is painful. Like that is painful because putting that on paper is really exposing it. What you're doing when you write that on paper is you're shining a light on it. And you're really just saying, this is what it is, and it's dirty and it's nasty and it's you, and that's fine. And when I did that and I had validation from people that I trusted, from women that I trusted, saying, no, that makes you more than fine. That makes you who you are and you're beautiful. Like, and the more I heard that and the more I started to believe that, the more that I would look in the mirror and like actually feel that too.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
you know, I'm just over here thinking, man, my brain's like a messenger machine.
It's crazy.
So you know, share a little bit, like of some things like situations and feelings and emotions like that you struggle with today
Okay.
or defects or
That's
whatever.
a
You
good
know what I mean?
one.
If you comfortable with that.
No, that's a good one. So, today, this quarantine, I don't know if anyone is struggling, but I am because I have none of my kids have school. So I have a 15-year-old and a 3.5-year-old. So they're home and a boyfriend who's Spanish. So we're all working from home. So this has been an extremely intense month and a half, however long it's been. Um, I think as addicts, we have this idea in our heads that we are the center of the world. So on one sense, it's like we're not good enough. But the push pull of that is we think that everything revolves around us, and why can't everyone do things on our time? So in this quarantine, we don't have space. Everyone is everywhere, like everyone is in my space. So it's like, difficult. And sometimes I'm just like, running a house and making food and making meals. And like, I'm thinking about it and I'm just like, this is what you dreamed of, but like, you gotta go. And then like, I play out the tape. Where would you go? Like, what's better than this? And like, that's when the gratitude kicks in for me. And you can have that gratitude kick in for you on day one. That no one told me either. If I had gratitude on day one, if I was able to look around and be like, you know what, I'm in jail, but like the girls here are cool. And like I have food. And like you don't have to sell your ass for money anymore.
Come on.
Like I
Bring
don't
the
have
hope.
I don't have to do it. I don't have to like worry about who's gonna wake me up in the night and what are they gonna do to me and like who's gonna go through my purse when I'm sleeping. But I didn't. Like I didn't have that gratitude. Like I was angry. I was angry that I couldn't use anymore. I was mad I couldn't use anymore. And now looking back, I see what God was doing with me. Like, if God didn't keep me in a cage, there would have been no way. There would have been no way. I would have 100% killed myself. And I had to be in there to get to the point to where I'm okay. You can let me out now.
Yeah. So if anybody's just tuning in, you got any questions for me and Alexa, we'll answer them to the best of our ability. Kind of roll over into that. Kind of
Mm-hmm.
do a lot of things different, man, and a lot of people, do on here. Sometimes I like to just see where people's at and check in with them. And wow, there's a lot of comments coming through.
Yeah.
It's all people in the fellowship.
Mm-hmm. A lot. Yeah. I saw someone write about a step 4 and having a man sponsor. And that's something that like I hear people have different opinions on. I hear a lot of times people say
Right
men
here.
with men, women with women, which I definitely, for me, that's what I think. I feel comfortable with a woman and there's no doubt in my mind, and I have to work my steps with a woman. If someone feels comfortable working steps with a male, then that's that's their hula hoop. I'm in my hula hoop, and if that works for you, like I think people get caught up in um, the logistics of this instead of we're just here to be happy. We're just here to help each other and be happy, and it does not matter how we get there.
Yes. So if you're just tuning in, um, I met this sister right here in the side of the fellowship. It took me a while to connect. Well, my sponsor was like, "Why don't you just hit her up, see if she'll share?" I remember I asked you, you know, a while back. But
Yeah, I saw in the message requests.
yeah, but if you're just tuning in, like we love you, like if you're struggling with drugs, like
Mhm,
we believe in you, like we're here to love you back to life. We need you, but we're not here to baby you. You know
mhm,
what I mean? Because I don't baby nobody, man. I know I didn't want to get pampered. I wanted to find a whole new look on life. And when I first got with my girl, she's like, "You going to motherfucking show me that you a man? You got me fucked up." Our relationship, I say it all the time, right? I don't got no problem. Like I was in the city mission, and I've got this vision. I was in the treatment center, senior client of the week, leadership of the community. That's very hard to achieve. I got that. So what had happened is I carried a, I don't know, I met my girl, I sold her a piece of my clothing. I met her and like, we did her thing. I carried a couch in the house and my story is I built a relationship with her baby's dad. There was growth there because usually I wouldn't even build a relationship with a man. I probably 9 times out of 10, I'll try to check his chin. That's just what
mhm,
we do as men. We think we're dominant, but the disease of addiction is more dominant, right? So I just built a relationship with a man and did what's best for her son, right? So that's the hope in that situation, in that story. Um, we the hope is like I'm on a lease today.
mhm,
I don't got enough money to like maybe soon down the road probably mortgage a house or something, but I'm going with a business now. I'm about to start printing shirts and doing all kind of different stuff. And with these bracelets, that just goes right back into the thing. You really don't want to accumulate no money. I just want my vision is like I want a bracelet in each state, right? So
mhm,
that'll be pretty cool to me. And sometimes people with less than 60 days, I'll message them and like out the blue, just send them something. Because I like to do stuff behind the scenes.
mhm,
Because I was told, like, when you bless somebody, you stay humble,
mhm,
right? You don't be in the open blessing people, right?
mhm.
So sometimes I do different things, man. And so man, let me think of some more questions, right? So what is your vision in the next 3 years?
Wow, that's a good question. I think it's interesting when you get clean because there's layers to this whole thing that we're doing here. That first one, that first layer is that you just want to stop using drugs. And that's like something that, like, if we would have known, we would have already done it. So yes, we do need other people's help. We do need the fellowship's help. Wait, what was the question? I got sidetracked.
I said,
Oh,
where do you vision
my 3-year
yourself in
plan.
the next 3 years?
Yeah,
Like,
so
where do you want to be at? What are
right,
your goals and aspirations you're trying to achieve and stuff like that? Kind of
right,
open it
right.
up.
No, okay, thank you. Okay, I have my train of thought back. So like when I came in, I just wanted to stop using drugs. Like that was my dream. Like I didn't have a dream. I didn't have a plan. Everyone had jobs. I didn't know what I was good at. I scammed and I prostituted my whole life until I came to NA. I had no skills. Um I didn't know anything. So, you guys put me in school and I graduated college and like you guys like told me to open up my own business and I'm like, me? And I did it and it's successful. It's like I can't come up with dreams quick enough as I can complete them. And that's only because of the fellowship. That's only because of, working a program. So when it comes to my program, I really want to work on my relationships. Um, when you didn't have a safe childhood and or whatever, your story was, wherever it went wrong, whatever, happened to you or whatever you did where it went wrong, like in those moments, um like we're here, like that pain stays in me, and like that pain that happened 20 years ago is still creeping into my life now. And when my boyfriend, puts his arm around me and I'm like, oh, and he gets mad, it's like I'm still working on those issues. So for me, like the work is never done. I need to work on my traumas. I really need to do my steps again. All the things that gave me the life that I have today, step work, meetings, um, and basically what Carl is doing, I guess you could call it service. All these things, I'm going to keep doing them. I'm going to keep doing them because I see a lot of people stop doing them. And like at first they're fine. And at first, like they'll just miss a meeting and like that's okay. And then like they don't text you back and then they're dead. And then they're like an RIP post. And I'm just like, but I don't understand. So all those things, like I stay doing them. I still do all the things I did in the beginning. Whether they're fun or not, whether I want to do them or not. Like I really just want to be a better person because it feels good, you know?
Absolutely, man. You
Yeah.
definitely touched on a lot of things that I can identify with. Like for
Nice.
me, this is an ongoing process. Like some of the areas of my life, I gotta when I work on one, another one will come up. And like
Mm-hmm.
this is
Yep.
my first successful relationship that I
Nice.
can say actually like not just words. I
Yeah.
can really like feel the love inside for my girl and
Wow.
like really feel like really love, right? And
Yeah.
hey, we got three people. Andrew, you on here?
Wow. Hi.
Andrew, you on here now, man?
You're in.
Andrew, what's up, boy? Can you hear me? Nah, that's one of the people, right? Um,
He's
what's
like,
up, man?
"Father."
Can you hear me? He's been trying to get on here for almost months. So what I was saying, right, is like this is the first ever like a true success story, man. Like really starting to work on myself and
Aw.
what the defects are, where my
Mhm.
defects are at, trying to better relationship, trying to push forward like through any situation, just let God take over the relationship and not self will some shit. And
Mhm.
just building the future, man. Like I'm engaged today. That's hope because I was never engaged. I was never committed
That's
successfully in
awesome.
a successful relationship and actually really like starting to love who I am, right? And
Yeah.
not filling that void with other women and shit. Like I used
Yeah.
to always, right? But I really appreciate you coming on here.
Thank you so much. No, it's cool.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, you know, think about it. You started off in prison and now you're like engaged to get married. If you would have known, it would have been easier, you know, if you would have
Yeah.
really had a snapshot of the end of you and the girl with the ring and the step kid. Like if you would have had that picture, the journey would have been easier. So like we need to really know that we don't have a picture of the end, but like God made it pretty for us. You know, we have to just like put in the work, and that's the part that like we don't like to do is that work, you
Yeah,
know.
absolutely.
Hmm.
Thanks for coming on though. If you
Thanks
ain't
for
got
having me.
yeah, thanks. Definitely. I'm gonna get your man on here too.
Cool. Yeah, whenever get him in, he'll be
Yeah,
good.
he got a good message. I heard him share, with Kiko. So, I
Yeah,
mean, I'm connected down there too. But much love and respect to you. Thank you so much for coming on. You have a blessed night.
awesome. Thank you,
All right,
Carl. We'll
kids.
see you later.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Yo, what's up, man? Andrew. Andrew, what's up? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Come on, boy.
The second piece of news, maybe the most exciting part, and what is for me personally, the brand. It's a brand
Can you hear me?
invitation. Ooh, that's exciting. Raw extended an invitation to a certain SmackDown
So
superstar.
what's up?
They accepted. They didn't just accept, they chose me as their opponent. So I'm going to cut to it. Actually, I'll give you some clues.
You can't talk?
Death, taxes.
Take it out.
Every single person on
How
planet
do I
Earth
get the volume?
hates this guy.
I can hear you.
And I've spent a lot of time around him.
I can hear you.
I've traveled the world with him. He is a terrible, terrible human being. Let's get to it. Next week, live on Raw, it's going to be Drew McIntyre, the master, the captain.
Can you hear me?
Of Claymore Country.
Hello.
The sexy Scotsman. The Big Mac. I'm just messing with you. It's going to be Drew McIntyre versus King Corbin. I'm excited.
I don't know what's going on, y'all. But if what's going on, click that link down below. I'm probably going to close this out. I love y'all. I appreciate each and every one of you following me on this journey. I'm going to show you some things. Don't go nowhere, y'all. I'm going to show you some things. I posted this on the post. Bracelet definitely were a success. Definitely appreciate each and every one of you. These are going out tomorrow with another package. Keep my receipts. Keep everything. These are the bracelets. Hold on, pain ends. Can you hear me, bro? Can you hear me?
The volume. I can hear you.
I can hear you talk. Take the thing out.
Welcome to
Take them off. Unplug it.
I can't hear you.
Hello.
Oh, I can't use my headphones?
Nah, you good. Come on, what's up, man? You on here, baby.
But I can't use my headphones?
Nah. I guess
shit.
not.
I
Here's
guess
the bracelets, y'all. Beautiful ones. Hold on, ends. If you support the movement, the cause, this is the new thing. This is how I'm handling things. Since there's a lot of drama going on with all the treatment centers, all this people doing what they're doing. I'm here to inspire you to build a network in recovery, right? I'm not here to place you in no treatment. I'm going to connect you with some people. If you're a woman, I'm going to connect you with some women in the fellowship. It's your job to reach out. If you're a man, I'm going to connect you with some people in the fellowship to connect, right? This is our job, right? To connect each other, right? What's up, brother?
Where's your speaker?
She shared already, man.
Oh.
How'd you get on, baby?
I don't know. I don't know. I just did. I was just playing with the shit. I just clicked on, I guess. It said click on, so I clicked on. So
maybe that's how you got to get on like that then.
Maybe. I don't know. So your speaker, she left already?
Yeah, she did her thing, man. I met her at the convention. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what's
Good
up.
people, man.
That's what's up.
Well, so what you going through? What's your message of hope, man, to people struggling right now? I'm gonna get him on here, y'all. But me and Andrew been having some difficulty. I'm telling you, man. This brother got a good message. I heard him share. I ran up to him and did my job, right? He just celebrated 13 years, right, baby?
Yeah, man.
Let's give him a round of applause. Let's clap for him.
Yeah,
my brother right here. I don't give a fuck if he say don't give him a round of applause. I'm gonna give him a round of applause. Put his clean time up first. He puts the message of hope.
Ain't nothing.
Newcomer. A newcomer. Yeah, disease of addiction ain't impressed with your clean time. I'll tell you
Not,
that.
nah, not at all. Not at all. That shit'll fit in the cooker with room to spare.
That shit'll
Absolutely.
fit the cooker like a summer sauce is going into a chi down the penitentiary. Huh?
Hi, hi, Connie.
Connie. Yeah, she good people, man.
Yeah,
A lot of my good people, man, that, you know what I mean?
yeah.
I just try to connect with people. Yeah, like I was saying, people, I met this brother, man, shared and identified. I need to hear some raw shit to stay here, y'all. I don't know about y'all. I don't want to hear no water down, water shots in your business. And I'm not going to get on here. I mean, I'm trying to make a living and all that, but a business, like when I'm in recovery, I got a different message, right? I don't share what I share on one side. That's why I kind of dumb. I don't know, man. That's just me, right? I just want to help people. If you're struggling right now, like, please reach out. Like,
I just I just heard the young lady talking about sponsorship and men with men and women with women. Well, let me just say this. Everything in recovery is just suggestions. Um, it all comes down to the individual. If you feel comfortable with a woman, then you be with a woman. If you feel comfortable with a man, you be with a man, because it's all about your recovery. It's not about personal gain or no gain. It's about getting better and about staying clean. I know quite a few men who have women sponsors that are successful, and vice versa. Um, you know, but it's only suggested, just like the nine suggestions, only suggestions. They're not they're not concrete. It's not in the literature. It's just suggested. Just like suggested readings, just like you know, just like everything else. Whatever works for you. you know
yeah,
our primary concern is staying clean, man. However we got to do it, because the literature talks about staying clean must come first. It don't say it may or should. It says it must come first. Everything after that, man, is gravy. Like, we got to help each other. Like, you said about my 13 years, and I got to tell people, you don't get 13 years without 13 days. You got to do it, because what comes after 13 years? 13 years in a day. You know what I mean? I still got to do this tomorrow. Just because I got 13 years don't mean it's over. It means I got the work gets harder. The more I stay here, the longer I stay here, the more work has to be done, man. So anybody that's newer than me, because the literature talks about how, the newcomer is the most important person at any meeting, because we can only keep what we have by giving it back, right? But I always share that complacency is the enemy of members with substantial clean time, because we start getting complacent and we start focusing on our years and we forget about our days. And once we do that, our sponsees start sponsoring us. Because I'm noticing in recovery right now, it's not the newcomer who's struggling, but it's the old timer that's struggling, because we forgot. We think we've arrived, man. We haven't arrived anywhere. We don't graduate. We don't get no diplomas in this shit. We ain't recovered until we're dead. So, like, we gotta stay clean has to come first. But once we stay here, we gotta learn how to recover. I'm not a recovering dope fiend crackhead. I'm a recovering pimp, trick, liar, cheater, manipulator, all that shit. So when I got here, I wanted the pain to stop. Now I don't want the pain to stop. Now I want to get better in other areas. I don't want to be the same person I was 13 years ago. I want to get better. And how do I do that? Telling the truth about Andrew, not telling your truth, but telling my truth. When I start looking at you out the window and not looking at myself in the mirror, my recovery ceases, man. You know, our literature talks about God will put us in situations where issues surface, man. They surface all the time. This pandemic, man, this pandemic ain't nothing to panic about, because at the end of the day, listen, how much work are you doing on yourself, Andrew? Like, are you okay with you, and are you okay with the God of your understanding? Have you done the work that you really said you did? Or are you just talking to be talking? You know, you can't just talk the talk. You gotta walk the walk, man. Third step says it's shown in the way we live, man. You know what I mean? So like it's no more time for lip service, man. It's about time for doing this damn thing, man. Like, I always share my story because my story never changed. My life changed as a result of my story. You know what I mean? My story is still the same. I still tricked. I still slept in porta potties. I still slept in abandoned menus. I still, I still ate out of dumpsters. You know what I mean? I still did nasty things with nasty people in nasty places. My story didn't change. My life changed because of my story. And I don't want my story to be that again. So I stay here and I try to help those who need it, man. I sponsor men. I'm sponsored. I'm a 12-step member. I work the traditions. I work the concepts. I believe in the literature. I make meetings. I deal with people like Carl. I call Carl on a regular basis.
Absolutely, man. And I appreciate you.
He's got less time than me. We got the same time because we got just for today. I don't look at him as somebody with less time than me. I look at him like that's my man. That's my man. And I call him like I call him about relationship situations because I admire his relationship and I want mine to be like that. I want to practice some of these things in my relationship that he does in his to make his work. Because relationships are designed to let you know what you don't have and need and where to go get it. So sometimes you got to reach out to other people, not because of their time, but because of their experience. We deal with
What I
experience
learned
hope up in here. We don't deal with no theory.
What I learned,
we don't deal with no theory up in this piece.
Nah.
What
I learned for me,
we don't deal with none of that. You know what I mean? We tell the truth up in here, man. Because listen, man, I can't save my ass and my face at the same time. All that trying to sound good shit, nah, I can't do that no more. Yup, anybody can talk it. It ain't about talking it. It's shown in the way I live, man. Am I perfect? Absolutely not. Do I miss the mark? Yes. We all wander off course, man. But the point is that I keep doing the work, man. I keep doing the work, man. Because look, Who's an Addict says we search for that person, place, or thing that makes everything all right. There's no such thing. It's an inside job. I can't judge my insides by the outward appearances of other people. I have to do the work on the inside, man. I have to get better, and it's not over time. It's not overnight. It's over time. So when I'm asked to share my experience, strength, and hope, that's all I have, man. I have nothing else to give but my experience, strength, and hope, man. And I tell my sponsees all the time, they, why they say staying clean must come first because, I always share how I don't have any intention on changing my clean date. And that's what I mean. And people will tell me that I sound arrogant. Well, I tell them that's not arrogance. It's God confidence. And it's a difference. I know my last run. I don't have another one in me. I know that I can ill afford to go back out there and stand in the line and ask, let me get two. Right, and have some young boy tell me to go to the end of the fucking line and I better not have no change. I can't do that anymore. I got more time behind me than I do in front of me. Like, I did some work. I did some work, man, to get here. I'm not trying to give it back like that. Listen. I am not right gonna give up what I was taught and what I was given so freely, right? Because look, we get for free what people pay thousands of dollars to get. The information we get for free, people pay thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars to get this information, man. It's life-saving information, man. And this is a fellowship of men and women who help each other stay clean a day at a time. That's why I got a great, huge network, man, of men and women. Like, listen, I learned in this process. I came in here a recovering pimp. But when I got here, the women in my network said, yeah, you was a pimp out there, but that shit ain't gonna work up in here. Sit your ass down and get this message. And that's what I did. So before I lay the women down, I need to learn how to pick them up. And I got a lot of female. I've been here 13 years, and there's only one woman in this fellowship worldwide that can ever say they laid down with Andrew. I don't do it. I don't cheat. I got clean time in that area. I don't cheat because I don't want it done to me. I don't want it done to me. Before I cheat, I leave. I practice these things in all my affairs, man. I practice these principles in all my affairs, man. I don't just talk this game, man. I don't just talk this game, man. Sometimes I just gotta sit back, right, and evaluate my life for what it really is. And listen, and I gotta ask myself, what part did I play, right? And am I comfortable in my own skin? That's what Who's an Addict's talking about. Am I comfortable in my own skin? Because I remember at the end of the road, man, when I was a pimp and a player, but then at the end of the road, I was the one getting played and pimped. So I need to be vigilant, man, and I need to call Carl and say, listen, Carl, how do you get along with your girl, man, and how do you not say things that you know you don't need to say? Because that's one of my biggest problems. Sometimes I say shit in my relationship that I don't need to say, but I tell the truth about me because I need the help, and if I need the help, I'm gonna ask for it. Because if I tell half the truth, I'm only gonna get half the help. So, like, I didn't come on here to give a message, but you know what? I do what God tells me to do. You know what I mean? And because I got on here, I just want to share a little bit with y'all, man, to let y'all know, man, like this is a life-saving message, man, because our message is hope and our promise is freedom, that any addict can first stop using drugs, lose the desire to use, and find a new way to live. It's that finding a new way to live that always gets me, because usually when I look at somebody, right, and I start judging them, right, it's only because I'm uncomfortable in my own skin, right? Because recovery means to regain what I lost, and what I lost was the ability to tell the truth about me and be who I really was, who God intended me to be, and not who I thought I should have been. Because I used to always tell my second sponsor, well, that's who I am. Until he said to me, no, that's not who you are. That's who you continue to be. That's not who God intended you to be. And see what I've learned to do, because I'm a 12-step member, I've learned to embrace my defects, my liabilities, and my assets, because they're all a part of who I am and who God intended me to be. So I don't run from my defects. I embrace them. And I learned, and the 7-step talks about some of us may have to get on our knees for this. Right. And I do. I get on my knees and I tell God, listen, I can't do this by myself. I need you, because if I start doing it by myself, I'm going to fuck up the whole thing. Because the second tradition talks about we can't make good constant decisions on a regular basis. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I always say I'm a grateful recovering addict, because our literature, and I love our literature. Our literature was written by us for us. Our literature says that a grateful addict will never use. That's what our literature says. It doesn't say we might not use. We should. It says a grateful addict will never use. And yesterday I got character assassinated because I said I have no intention on changing my clean date, and that's my mantra. And somebody said to me, well, how can you say you ain't never going to use, and how you going to say you ain't going to change your clean date, and blah, blah, blah. And these are all people who have relapse stories. I don't have a relapse story. And I ain't trying to get one. And I'm not arrogant. I'm God confident. There's a difference. I know my last run. Listen, I'm too old to be sleeping in a porta potty right now. I can't do it. I'm not doing it. I'm too old to be sleeping in abandoned buildings. I'm not doing it. I'm too old to be letting young boys tell me to go to the end of the line. I'm not doing it. That's for me, because I've done work on myself. And I got people like Carl and his sponsor, Joey, and other people that I can call on the phone, right? When my thinking starts getting the best of me, because my disease ain't no separate entity. My disease is not outside doing push-ups. My disease is sharing with me right now and it's saying, yeah, you good sharing motherfucker. What you gonna do when you by yourself and the rubber meets the road? What you really gonna do? You sound good, but what the fuck you really gonna do? So guess what? I pick up the phone, man, because it's one of the 9 suggestions. And the 9 suggestions are tantamount for me staying clean. It's necessary. It's necessary. The second step talks about it's necessary to achieve ongoing recovery, and if we can go over it with a minimum of concern, and the rest of the steps will not work without the second one. When I stop praying and I stop making phone calls and I stop doing the things that got me here,
Absolutely.
relapse is not a requirement, but it can be the jarring experience. It can be a jarring experience to make you work a more rigorous program, right? And I don't have relapse as a part of my story, and I choose not to. Listen, that's why I don't cheat either, right? People say, make up excuses for going back out. Well, listen, I feel for you. I got empathy. I got sympathy. However, for me, right? Listen, it's not a mistake for me to cheat. I ain't never fucked around and slipped and fell in no pussy. Never, ever, never, ever. I ain't never, ever fell and tripped on a stem or a bag of dope. I always pick that shit up. So I can no longer say it's an excuse, because the first step talks about we don't have a choice, but we do have a choice. The moment we stop justifying our using, well, I ain't picked up no drugs in 13 years, so we ain't talking about using drugs right now. We're talking about using excuses to go back to the old behaviors and attitudes and ideas, so that might get me back to the drugs. Because the word yet means you're eligible too. The drugs are always on the table. I just got a whole lot of shit before them right now. So that's why I say I have no intention on changing my clean date. And I don't. And anybody, right, that feels like I'm being arrogant, keep coming. Keep coming. Because when you get tired of being sick and tired, you'll see what I'm talking about, man. You'll get the experience that I'm talking about. It took me a long time to be able to say I'll never pick up again. Now, don't get me wrong. I might do some other shit in recovery, but that I ain't gonna do. That I'm not gonna do. I might eat myself crazy. I might sex myself crazy. I might drink Pepsi till I can't drink it no more. But I will not pick up a chemical. I refuse to pick up a chemical. Because like I said, I don't know about nobody else. If I go back out, paint the windows black, because I ain't coming back. And that's a fact. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this fellowship, right? I'm grateful for this fellowship. I'm grateful for people like Carl, man. I'm grateful for him having this platform, not so much for me, but for the newcomer, man. And I want to talk to the newcomer. Just always remember this. If you newer than me, understand that old timers are nothing more than former newcomers. I'll say it again. Old timers are nothing more than former newcomers. And if we are not careful, we will be newcomers again. Facts. Facts. I didn't say it. The literature said it. Complacency is the enemy of members with substantial clean time. I respect my predecessors, but listen, I want to share this. Stop thinking because you have a lot of time that nothing's going to go on in your life. Because I got time don't mean people are not going to die, that I'm not going to lose jobs, I'm not going to lose relationships, I'm not going to be divorced. Just because I got time don't mean that stuff don't happen in my life. The literature talks about how we got to share the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, not just the good shit, but the bad shit too, because a lot happens in the course of a day, right? Yeah, we come in here, our old timers come in here sharing all that good shit about how I got 2 cars, right? But they not going to talk about how them motherfuckers are getting ready to get repossessed. They won't talk about that shit. Or they talk about how they got the 4 houses, but they won't talk about when they're in foreclosure. They won't talk about that. Or they'll talk about how they got the wife and the picket fence and the 2.3 children, but they won't talk about how they just 20 minutes ago, they just left somebody else's house fucking somebody else's wife. They won't talk about that shit. Addicts tend to lead secret lives. It's not that shit at 3 o'clock in the morning I won't tell you. It's that shit at 4 o'clock in the morning that you don't see that I won't tell you. So just remember, newcomer, right? The longer you stay here, and staying clean is you get an instant raise the minute you put the drugs down, right? But lost dreams awaken, new possibilities arise. But don't ever forget, just because you clean, life don't stop. Life does not stop, man. Life goes on, man. Joey, man, I see you, man. I love you, man. Look, man, listen, I always talk about how people got more time than others, right? Now, I might have more time in years than Carl. I might even have more time in years than Joey. But Joey got more time and experience than me in the literature. So we all have our own experiences, man. We all have our own experiences, man. Just because he got less time than me don't mean he don't have his own experiences that I might not have. So if you're an old timer and you coming in here and you giving the newcomer water shots, right? Stop. Stop coming in here giving water shots. Stop coming in here making the newcomer feel like they got to be intimidated by your time, man. They don't have to be intimidated by your time. You should be showing them how they can get time and how they can stay in, and that how they can improve the quality of their lives and how they stay clean the day at a time, man. Fuck, fuck how many years you got. If you ain't careful, you ain't gonna have none. Keep coming in
Hell
here
yeah,
talking
man.
that shit about all the material shit you got. And the inside, you dying on the inside. You dressing the outside up Gucci, but the inside is Kmart. Get your ass out of here. We ain't trying to hear that shit. I'm no longer intimidated by nobody. I'm not inferior or superior to anybody. Listen, man, I'm for anybody who wants to stay clean, who wants to help. Because if nobody was here for me when I came here, then I could never give it away. You know. So like anybody that's
Wow, look
newer
at
than
that.
me, if you
Wow.
got an old timer in your life, just remember they were newcomers
You
at
see
one
that?
time too.
I never
They were
felt that
newcomers
way.
at one time too. So you gotta remember. Listen, at some point, if you stay here, you'll be an old timer too. You'll be an old timer too. But I'm just suggesting, old timers, please stop coming in here and trying to intimidate the newer members. If you want to be a vision of hope, be a vision of hope. If you don't want to be a vision of hope, just keep your mouth shut, right? And just live on your clean time. Because if that's all you got, that's all you got. But listen, man, I was told when I got here, if I spot it, I got it.
Yep.
If I spot it, I got it. I can't spot self-deception by myself, but other motherfuckers will see it. I promise you they will. And I used to be intimidated by old timers when I got here too. But guess what? Because now I'm an old timer, now I see why I'm not. Because listen, the newcomer don't need to be intimidated by me. Just listen, you could take what I'm giving you or not. But remember, only reason I got 13 years is because I did it a day at a time. I don't pick up the chemical. I share the truth about Andrew, right? I try not to hurt nobody, right? Because hurt people, right? And I try to show the love, man. And I share with my sponsees. Sponsorship is not an entitlement. Sponsorship is a privilege and an honor. And I share with my sponsees when I first start sponsoring them, if I'm going to sponsor you, if you make a constant decision to go back out and use, I'm not going with you. I'm not giving up my clean time for yours, right? And guess what? If God allows you an opportunity to make it back, because we all don't make it back from relapses, right? So if He gives you the opportunity, I'll still be here. And I don't want to know what you use, who your connections were, none of that. All I want to know is what your problem is and how can I help and when are we going to get back to the work? That's all I want to know. But I'm not giving up my clean time for you. I will not go in the crack house with you. I will not go to the dope house with you. I refuse. I love you from a distance and I won't judge you. Because those that judge don't matter and those that matter don't judge. So, you know, it's always a privilege and an honor, man. I'm one of those addicts in recovery who don't try to shine or try to be better than nobody. All I try to do is help and share my experience, strength, and hope. I don't share theories I heard from other people, man. Because when I start doing that, man, I start giving misinformation and people. Listen, man, people are in a lot of pain right now with this pandemic and shit. People are in a lot of pain. They don't want to hear no bullshit. They want to hear the truth, man. You can't sugarcoat nothing for nobody, man. Stop sugarcoating shit for people, man. Just because just because you may have time and you may have some material things ain't gonna keep your ass clean. I promise you. They talk about nothing changes, nothing changes. Yeah, okay, smoke some crack. See if your clean date don't change. See if your address don't change. And see if you got a relationship with soap and water anymore. I guarantee you won't. I promise you won't. So, Carl, man, I want to tell you in front of everybody, man, like, fuck my time. I love you, man, because of who you are. Time ain't got nothing to do with it. I love you because of what you do. I love you because God is using you, and that's what this is. It's a spiritual program, man. And if I'm not nurturing my spirit, I'm depleting the whole situation. I'm going against everything that God is trying to show me. And you're doing what God called you to do, and continue to do that, man, because you're helping a lot of people, man. And if people don't like it, it's okay, man. It's okay. Because if people are looking at you, man, in any kind of light other than what God is shining on you, then it ain't you, it's them, man. And that's they shit. And you can't carry that. Because I
Yeah, I
don't
want to
carry other
thank you.
people's shit. If
I
it
want
ain't
to thank
mine,
you. Can you
I ain't
hear me?
carrying it. Because the ninth step talks about how much freedom do I want, what am I willing to do to achieve it. Guess what? I'm willing to ignore motherfuckers when they get on my goddamn nerve so I don't get aggravated. I'm willing to feed people from the balcony as opposed to letting them in the front row of my life to keep my peace. So again, man, I thank you all the time, man. I love you, man. And that's why I always, even when you don't call me, I call you, man, because that's what we do. Just to let you know that my time don't mean nothing, man. If I need some damn help, I'm calling you. If my ass is on fire, I'm calling you. Fuck my time. Fuck my 13 years. That shit ain't gonna stop me from being in pain. If I'm in pain, I know who to call. That's where experience comes in. So, you know, I hope somebody got something out of this, and I hope somebody I hope somebody sleeps a little bit better tonight, man. And listen, through this pandemic, man, let's try to encourage each other, lift each other up, man. And listen, if you do the work, you'll find that being in the house won't be so bad, because you'll get better with being with you, and you'll get better with being with the God of your understanding, man. And when you get close, because the literature says that we have to learn how to effectively relate, which means with anybody, the God of our understanding, ourselves. And remember, the order of the day is God, self, and others, right? Because when I learned to trust God first, I learned to believe in myself, and then I get the ability to help somebody else, man. So that's good orderly direction, man. That is best. So listen, man, I hope everybody, man, has an awesome night,
Wow,
man.
look at
And
that.
and we want to thank God. Uh-huh. Yeah. Um, Listen, I just want to thank everybody for listening, and listen, just understand one thing. There is no me without you. And that's facts. There is no me without you. Listen, 13, and I always say talk about me because that's all I can talk about. 13 years means absolutely nothing if I'm closed-minded. You can't graft a new idea on a closed mind, man. My fourth step talked about how God will put you in situations where issues surface. Well, motherfucker, issues are surfacing now. Let's see how you live up to it, you good sharing motherfucker. Yeah, I curse. I ain't recovered in all areas. Yep, absolutely. I ain't recovered in all areas. I'm better in some, working on others. But one thing I know for sure, and two things I know for certain, you ain't never gonna see Andrew in the copper dope line. Never ever. That ain't gonna happen. So listen, man. Again, Carl, man. I love you. You have an awesome sponsor. I love him. You guys are doing the work. Continue to do that. Continue to encourage people. Continue to trust God and let him guide you. You know what I mean? The third step talks about turning your will and your life over to the care of God as you understand it. Well, guess what? How about you got a God and you ain't him, right? And how about turning your will and your life over to him means minding your business and leaving the results up to him, because you don't need to know the results. So, man, listen again, man. I love you, man, and you know, I hope everybody, got a little something out of this. And it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. It's not. It's not. It's not an accolade. It's not. I don't need. I don't need a pat on the back. it's just a privilege to be able to try to help somebody and let God use me when he needs to use me and where he needs to use me. And again, I'll say it, I said it before and I'll say it again. One thing's for sure, two things for certain. I do not have any intention on changing my clean date. So thanks a lot, guys, for helping me out and letting me participate in my recovery.
My man, thanks, man. You have a blessed night. I'm shutting it down. My man, 100 grand. Everybody hear me. Everybody hear me. Babe, you sleeping? Babe, you sleeping? Okay, everybody. Time's over. You're just tuning in. Like I said, we got the bracelets, all the colors. Send me a message you want them. Hold on paint ends with the logo on it. Got the hot pink. American flag colors, all that. Y'all have a blessed night. We love y'all. Our Lord Almighty God, to just use this video as a beacon of hope. Allow it just to touch somebody, Lord God, and just watch over the people that are struggling in active addiction, struggling with this pandemic, financial crises, that everything is going to come through, and trust in you, Lord God. Amen.